From the streets of Accra to the remote towns of the northern region, flooding has become a painful and persistent part of Ghana's story. Over the past 88 years, more than 3,000 people have died, 700,000 people have been displaced, and the country has lost an estimated $1 billion due to floods. But how did it get here? And why does Ghana flood so often? And why is the problem getting worse by the day? The story of Ghana's flood crisis is a problem shaped by nature, urban planning, and human behavior.
Let me speak candidly on a few issues of concern to our capital region. And the first is flooding remains a major worry. Each year, lives and properties are lost as a result of floods, and this is due to poor drainage, unregulated development, and also the effects of climate change. This cannot continue. As a permanent fix to decongest Accra, we'll begin the design and feasibility study for a new city.
Let's begin in 1935, the first time Accra, Ghana's capital, recorded major flooding. The city was small and the population was low, but drainage systems were poor. When the heavy rains came, Accra simply couldn't cope. Then, 24 years later, in 1959, another devastating flood hit the city again. This showed a pattern. Every few decades, major floods would return. But floods weren't limited to Accra. In the year 1995, Ghana's northern region experienced massive destruction from heavy rains. Roads were washed away and farms were ruined. Families lost their homes and hope. Fast forward to 2015, Ghana's worst flood disaster in recent history. On June 3, 2015, heavy rain flooded part of Accra. People ran to fuel stations near the Kwame Nkrumah Circle for shelter. But a fuel leak combined with the flood water led to a deadly explosion. Over 150 people died, more than 10,000 people were displaced, and the damage was over $1 million. This was a national tragedy and a wake-up call. In total, between 1935 and 2023, Ghana recorded hundreds of flooding events, but 2023 alone recorded the highest number in recent memory, 20 separate floods in 1 year. These events are becoming more frequent, more intense, and more expensive. And just recently, on May 18, 2025, Accra was hit again. A 3-hour downpour brought Accra to a halt. Roads in Ofanko, Wija, Labadi, and Tema were submerged. 3 lives were lost. Cars floating in flood waters. Entire highway were shut down. Even the new Obechebe-Lamte interchange, a major infrastructure project, was completely underwater. So why does this keep happening? One word: infrastructure. As cities grow, buildings go up fast, but drainage often ignored. Natural waterways are blocked. Green spaces are paved over. So when it rains, water has nowhere to go. And then there is climate change. Rainfall is becoming more intense, more unpredictable. Sea levels are rising, and low-lying cities like Accra are increasingly vulnerable. So what can be done? Ghana needs to think long-term. Better drainage systems, regular maintenance, strict building rules, public education. Because the truth is, floods don't just destroy homes, they destroy economies, they destroy futures. And President John Mahama also has his own plans for Accra floods, which include building an entire new city to help reduce congestion in the city of Accra. So let's hear something small from him.
Let me speak candidly on a few issues of concern to our capital region. And the first is flooding remains a major worry. Each year, lives and properties are lost as a result of floods, and this is due to poor drainage, unregulated development, and also the effects of climate change. This cannot continue. A dedicated interagency task force has already commenced work to implement a comprehensive flood mitigation strategy, and this includes the desilting of major drains, re-engineering of our waterways, relocating structures situated in watercourses, and enforcing our building regulations. The Odo Basin and the Kaneshi-Malam corridor are already being targeted under this plan. During my recent inspection of the World Bank-funded Greater Accra Resilient Integrated Development Program, GARID, I found that most of the flood prevention works are far behind schedule. While we await the completion of these projects, I call on all residents of Accra to avoid flooded drains during the rains and protect their valuable personal properties during the peak season of the rainy season in Accra, which starts from the end of this month till the end of June. We know that Accra deserves a clean and resilient environment, and that is why we're integrating the Greater Accra Flood Control Master Plan into our National Climate Resilience Strategy. The Honorable Minister of Finance directed in this year's budget that 80% of the revenues accruing to the District Assembly's Common Fund should be paid directly to the MMDAs. I'm happy you clapped, because to whom much is given, much is expected. So you wait for what is coming. Should be paid directly to the MMDAs. This means that more resources are going to be available to all assemblies to implement their development projects and carry out effective sanitation programs to keep our districts clean. Cabinet will soon meet on a decentralization of the sanitation budget and make every district responsible for its own sanitation. Greater Accra, as the face of Ghana, must be clean, green, and dignified. MMDCs shall be responsible for ensuring the success of the National Sanitation Day event in their districts. And the law requiring every household to keep their frontage and the drain in front of their houses clean will be strictly enforced. And persons who fail to comply will be sanctioned appropriately. As a permanent fix to decongest Accra, we'll begin the design and feasibility study for a new city. Some of the government offices and agencies will be moved out of Accra to the new city. I believe that this city will be located somewhere on the Accra Plains, from Bondasi, straddling across Greater Accra, Eastern region, and Volta regions. The city will straddle 3 regions. The city will stretch to the banks of the Volta River, and there will be a railway link and an expressway that will link the new city to Accra.